Hello, this is Professor Asma Parveen from Department of Psychology, Aligarh Muslim University. Today I will continue with the topic random or probability sampling in quantitative research. And one of the important aspect is when to use probability sampling. Probability sampling is a very valuable tool in research because it helps us to minimize bias and ensure accurate representation of the population. One situation where probability sampling is useful is when researchers want to reduce any bias in their sample. The quality of a research study's conclusions greatly depends on how researchers select their sample, and by using probability sampling, they can obtain higher quality findings because it provides an unbiased representation of the population. Another situation where probability sampling is beneficial is when the population being studied is diverse. In order to accurately represent the entire population, researchers often use probability sampling to create samples that include individuals from various socioeconomic backgrounds. For example, if researchers want to understand how many people prefer medical tourism over getting treated in their own country, probability sampling allows them to select samples that encompass a broader representation of the population. Additionally, probability sampling is used to create precise samples of the population. Researchers utilize proven statistical methods to determine the appropriate sample size and obtain well defined data. This ensures that the sample accurately reflects the characteristics of the larger population, increasing the validity and reliability of the research findings. Representativeness is another key factor in sampling because representativeness ensures that the sample accurately reflects the characteristics of the larger population, allowing for findings that can be applied to the entire population. On the other hand, randomization helps eliminate bias by using methods that involve random selection, reducing the chance of systematic errors in the sample. Another important aspect of random sampling is that it provides randomization, and randomization plays a crucial role in sampling. This involves using statistical tests and procedures that rely on random sampling assumptions. Probability sampling is particularly useful in meeting these assumptions, making the results more reliable. When dealing with large populations, probability sampling becomes even more practical. It provides a systematic approach to select a representative sample without the need to count every single person or item in the population. This saves time and resources while still ensuring accurate representation. Overall, the goal of sampling is to obtain a sample that accurately represents the larger population. By considering these factors such as representativeness, randomization, and statistical inference, researchers can increase the reliability of their findings, and probability sampling offers a systematic and efficient approach, especially when dealing with large populations. So, by understanding and implementing these principles, researchers can confidently draw conclusions with the help of sampling techniques that can apply to the entire population. There are certain advantages of probability sampling, and one of the main advantage of this sampling is that it saves both time and money. It is cost effective because by selecting a larger sample size and using random numbers, researchers can gather more accurate information without having to spend excessive resources. This means that they can collect a wide range of data without spending more money. Another advantage of probability sampling is its simplicity and straightforwardness. Unlike other methods that involve complex processes, random probability sampling method is easy to understand and implement. Researchers can grasp the concept and start collecting data right away. This leaves them with more time to analyze the results and draw meaningful conclusions. Another advantage of probability sampling is that it is non technical. It means it does not require any technical knowledge. It is a non technical method that anyone can use regardless of their expertise. This eliminates the need for specialized skills and reduces the chances of making sampling errors. Researchers can confidently collect data without worrying about technical complications. Another positive aspect of random sampling is its representativeness. This method is used in research to ensure that everyone in a group has an equal chance of being selected for a study. By doing so, the individuals chosen for the study are more likely to be representative of the entire population. This means that the findings derived from these samples are more likely to be applicable to the whole population. This is important because it helps researchers to draw accurate conclusions about the whole population based on the sample. Another important advantage of probability sampling is that it reduces bias. This method provides researchers with a greater degree of control over potential biases. By using random selection techniques, researchers minimize the influence of personal bias or subjective judgment when selecting participants for their study. This increases the objectivity and reliability of the research findings. Another important advantage of this method is statistical inference. Statistical inference is a powerful tool that researchers use to draw conclusions about a population based on a sample. By using probability sampling methods, researchers can make assumptions about the larger population and calculate margins of error and confidence intervals. This allows for more accurate estimates of population parameters and strengthens the statistical inference. The use of statistical techniques in sampling helps to reduce bias and increase the reliability of the study. So, by relying on random sampling assumptions, researchers can minimize the impact of any potential confounding variables and ensure that the sample is truly representative of the population. This enhances the credibility of the research and allows for more accurate and reliable results. Another important aspect of probability sampling is generalizability. When researchers create samples that represent the whole population, the findings from these samples are more likely to apply to the larger population. This increases the validity of the research and makes it more relevant. By ensuring that the sample is representative, researchers can confidently generalize their findings to the whole population. Another advantage is of transparency. These probability methods are transparent, meaning that they are based on clear and understandable principles. This transparency allows researchers to easily explain and justify their sampling approach, while also helps readers to comprehend how the sample was selected. As a result, the credibility and trustworthiness of the findings are enhanced. Another important advantage of probability sampling methods is that they are often mandated by law or ethical guidelines, especially in government surveys or official statistics. By utilizing these methods, researchers ensure that they are adhering to legal and ethical regulations. This not only reinforces the ethical conduct of research but also helps maintain the integrity of the findings. Probability sampling methods are a valuable tool for researchers because they offer flexibility in terms of sample size and sampling techniques. This means that researchers can adjust the number of people included in their study based on their specific research goals and available resources. They also have the freedom to choose different ways to select their sample, such as picking names out of a hat or using a computer program. This flexibility allows researchers to tailor their sampling methods to best suit their objectives of the research. Another advantage of probability sampling methods is that they enable researchers to compare different groups within the population. By selecting samples that represent different subgroups, such as different age groups or genders, researchers can gain insights into how these groups are similar or different from each other. This information helps them better understand the characteristics and behaviors of various populations. Moreover, probability sampling ensures that the samples obtained are representative and fair. This means that the results of the study are more likely to be accurate and applicable to the whole population. The use of probability sampling enhances the trustworthiness and reliability of research findings, which is why scientists prefer to employ it in their studies. Probability sampling methods have both advantages and disadvantages. On one hand, they can provide accurate results, which is crucial for any research study. However, there are also some drawbacks that researchers need to consider. One disadvantage is that they can be more complicated to use and require a good understanding of sampling techniques and statistics. This complexity might be difficult for researchers who do not have much experience with sampling method. Another disadvantage is that probability sampling methods can be resource intensive compared to non probability sampling methods. This means that they may require more time, effort, and resources to implement, especially when dealing with large or dispersed populations. For example, if a researcher wants to survey a nationwide sample of high school students, it would take a significant amount of time and resources to reach out to all the schools and students across the country. Therefore, researchers should carefully evaluate the benefits and costs before deciding which sampling method to use. Another challenge with probability sampling methods is the need for a comprehensive and precise list of individuals or items to choose from, known as a sampling frame. Unfortunately, this list may not always be accessible or regularly updated. As a result, when the sampling frame is flawed or incomplete, it can introduce bias into the sample and hinder its ability to accurately represent the entire population. Selection bias is another significant concern when it comes to sampling. This occurs when certain individuals or groups have a higher probability of being chosen for the sample compared to others. An example of this is conducting a survey solely through landline phone calls, which would exclude individuals who rely on cell phones. Consequently, this type of bias can result in a sample that does not accurately represent the entire population, ultimately impacting the reliability of the research outcomes. The success of our sampling methods depends on how effectively we choose our sample and adhere to the rules of sampling design. Deviating from the design or making mistakes can render our sample invalid, thereby compromising the reliability of our research findings. So, it is crucial to follow the established protocols to ensure the accuracy and validity of our data because random sampling methods are sensitive to sampling design. Another important limitation of probability sampling methods is sampling errors. Response bias, non response bias, coverage error, and sampling variability are among the other potential limitations that arise due to probability sampling. These sampling errors have the potential to compromise the reliability and validity of the research being conducted. So, it is important for researchers to be aware of these drawbacks and limitations and take steps to mitigate their impact on the overall quality of their work. Response bias refers to the tendency of participants to provide inaccurate or misleading responses in surveys or questionnaires. This bias can occur due to social desirability bias, where participants may alter their answers to conform to societal norms or expectations. Response bias can compromise the validity of the research findings. Researchers can minimize response bias by ensuring anonymity, using neutral language, and employing various techniques to encourage honest and genuine responses from the participants. Non response bias is a significant concern in probability sampling methods when individuals chosen for a study fail to participate or provide incomplete responses. It can introduce bias into the data. This bias has the potential to undermine the reliability of the findings, as the sample may not accurately represent the larger population. To combat this issue, researchers employ strategies such as follow up reminders and incentives to encourage participation and minimize non response bias. Coverage error is another drawback associated with probability sampling methods. It refers to the discrepancy between the target population and the actual population included in the study. Undercoverage and overcoverage are two forms of coverage errors that can occur. Undercoverage arises when certain segments of the population are not adequately represented in the sample, while overcoverage happens when individuals outside the target population are mistakenly included. Both types of coverage error can introduce bias into the results and restrict the reliability of the findings. Researchers must be mindful of these potential errors and strive to minimize their impact on the research outcomes. Sampling variability is an inherent aspect of probability sampling methods. It refers to the natural variation that arises when different samples are drawn from the same population. This variability can influence the precision and accuracy of the estimates derived from the sample. To address this concern, researchers employ statistical techniques to account for sampling variability and calculate confidence intervals. These intervals provide an indication of the range within which the true population parameter is likely to lie. By acknowledging and accounting for sampling variability, researchers can enhance the robustness of their research findings. Another disadvantage of probability sampling methods is that they may not always be feasible or practical in certain situations. For instance, if a researcher wants to study a specific group of individuals who are difficult to access, such as homeless people or individuals with rare medical conditions, it may be challenging to use probability sampling methods. In these cases, alternative sampling methods such as convenience sampling or snowball sampling may be more appropriate. These methods allow researchers to reach a specific target population more easily, but they may introduce biases into the sample. So, it is important to recognize that not all populations can be easily reached or accurately represented through probability sampling techniques. Therefore, researchers must consider alternative approaches to ensure a comprehensive understanding of the target population. So, it is crucial to adapt and employ different strategies when dealing with hard to reach or hidden populations. This flexibility allows researchers to gather valuable insights that might otherwise be missed. Another disadvantage of probability sampling methods is that it is costly for small populations. Using probability sampling methods for small populations can be costly and may not provide enough advantages to justify the expense. The cost associated with sampling and collecting data can outweigh the benefits of using this method. Therefore, alternative sampling methods should be considered for smaller populations. Additionally, another drawback is the limited control researchers have over the composition of the sample. Since probability sampling emphasizes randomness and representativeness, researchers may not be able to include specific subgroups or rare populations in their sample, which can limit the overall scope and diversity of the study. Despite its advantages, these limitations should be considered when deciding whether to use probability sampling in research studies. In conducting research, it is important to consider the possibility that our sample may not accurately represent everyone. Despite our efforts to include a diverse range of individuals, certain groups may be underrepresented, leading to biased and incorrect estimates and calculations. This highlights the need for careful consideration when selecting our sample. Probability sampling has potential for undercoverages. Despite its effort to create a representative sample, probability sampling methods can still result in undercoverage where certain segments of the population are not adequately represented in the sample. This can lead to biased estimates and inaccurate conclusions. Despite these disadvantages, probability sampling methods remain popular because it can generate representative samples, support strong statistical inference. However, researchers should carefully consider the advantages and disadvantages of probability sampling and explore other sampling methods if they better align with the research objectives and limitations. By doing so, they can ensure that their findings are more accurate and reliable. So, in conclusion, we can say that probability sampling techniques are an essential tool for researchers seeking fair and unbiased samples from the groups they study. These techniques, such as simple random stratified sampling and cluster sampling, are rooted in strong statistical principles and provide a solid foundation for obtaining reliable research results. The primary goal of probability sampling is to ensure that every individual within the group being studied has an equal chance of being selected for the sample. This approach helps to minimize bias and allows for valid statistical conclusions to be drawn. By randomly selecting individuals for the sample, probability sampling methods facilitate the application of findings to the entire population, increasing the relevance and usefulness of the research across various fields. Moreover, probability sampling techniques offer flexibility, efficiency, and ease of use. This means that researchers with different objectives and limitations can employ these methods, whether conducting market research, public opinion polls, clinical trials, or environmental studies. Probability sampling methods help researchers with the necessary tools to gather accurate and valuable data. Naturally, probability sampling presents its own set of challenges and limitations, such as requiring ample resources and a comprehensive list of all individuals in the population. However, despite these challenges and obstacles, The advantages of probability sampling are more than the drawbacks in many research scenarios. So, by adhering to sound sampling principles and carefully considering the project requirements, researchers can utilize probability sampling techniques to produce high quality research that enhances our knowledge, informs decision making, and contributes to societal improvements. This is all. Thank you.